Schmooze or lose. Get your geek on. Schmooze or lose. Get your geek on. Comic, sci-fi, fantasy. So much more, just come and see on Schmooze or lose. Get your geek on.
Okay, Schmooze or Lose fans, thanks for tuning in. This is Brian, and I am in Bellingham, Massachusetts at Friendly Neighborhood Comics, and we're going to do an interview today. Mr. Slade, who works here as a general manager under Ernie, was supposed to be here, but he had to fly out on me, so I'm doing this interview solo. So what we're doing here today, we had a special event here at Friendly Neighborhood Comics, and it was a release party celebration to this really cool book. I'm going to hold it up here. Welcome to the Rat Race, and it is by Paul Montani, and Paul Montani is sitting right here with me, and I pronounced your name correct, right?
I think so.
And I learned Montani actually means of the mountain, from the mountain in Italian.
Little Mountain.
Little mountain, there we go. See, on the third one I might have guessed.
I don't know why they couldn't just say hill.
Yeah.
Little Mountain.
No, okay, so we got Paul Montani. This is cool. So, Paul, first, how did you get started doing Rat Race? Like, what's Rat Race about? We see three characters. Are these three main characters?
Those are the three main rats. It's Harvey, Doug, and Carl.
Okay, which one is which?
In order. They're
Harvey,
always Harvey, Doug, and Carl. Which people didn't know when they made the sign. They got them out of order. It's very important.
Slade's fault.
Always Harvey, Doug, and Carl. Not
Shame, Slade.
Doug, Carl, and Harv.
Okay, so that is cool. So tell us about the three mice here, and what's the premise of this about?
So it's an all-ages comic strip that...
So this is like, if you can read this...
Yeah, my target audience is my own kids who are...
wow.
11 and 9. Soon to be 12
so you've
and
kind
9.
of hit the full spectrum that young kids can enjoy this as well as adults.
Yeah, it's very important to me that my kid. There are a few references in there that go a little over their heads.
In most cases, things.
But
like,
not inappropriate ones.
Yeah.
Just
in most cases like that, most of those references kids are going to miss anyways, and they'll be reading it 15 years later and be like, "Oh, how did I miss that back then?" But anyways,
it's very G-rated and
awesome.
It's geared towards kids.
So you can buy this for anybody, an adult that likes a lot of satire and comedy, and from what you've said, it's got some good sarcastic humor.
Very sarcastic, yeah. It's kind of my staple.
Oh, wow. So
all three rats, I like to think, have a little bit of my personality in them. But
so this is three different personalities of you, maybe, that you're reflecting into the three rats.
Yeah, in the actual story, they're the pet rats of a scientist, and he does an experiment where he takes his own brainwaves and shoots them with a brainwave gun to reprogram their minds with his brainwaves, but he shoots them all at the same time, so his personality gets broken out kind of evenly between the three of them.
So this is the birth of the three characters.
Yeah, that's the
wow, that's a cool origin story. I like that.
The original couple of strips in there.
Wow, that's pretty cool. So that's kind of like maybe you projecting yourself into these three in a way.
Yeah, I'm sure that.
And as an author,
and
most people that wrote things, that kind of happens when you're writing. You tend to put yourself into the books, or people that you know appear into your stories without you even knowing it, kind of subconsciously. So this started out. Did this start out online?
Yeah, and it
was it like a blog, or?
I actually just started popping up on Facebook. And I'd never done anything before, and last July or June, Bloom County came back.
Yep.
And when it came back, it was just sudden and on Facebook, and that was it. He didn't syndicate it or go after anything to put it out there. He just kind of put it out there like he was going to do it for fun. And
yeah, I really like your art style, and we'll probably put some pictures of these up. And this is kind of a book he has here that has some different sketches he does, and probably in the future he may have some prints for sale when he shows up and does some Comic Cons. I think you're going to Boston Comic Con, is that right?
Yeah, I'm doing Boston and
then you're doing the Rhode Island Comic Con. So if you go out to the Boston or Rhode Island Comic Con, definitely stop by Mr. Paul's table here and check out the stuff he will have there. And I'm trying to convince him he should do prints of these, because these are awesome sketches that he has. and I'm sure people will be wanting these. But definitely the book. So the book itself, are you planning on doing a part 2 to it eventually?
Actually, today is the beginning of season 2.
Oh, so you're already working on season 2?
Yeah, I took a little bit of a break once I had. This is actually the first 100 strips and a couple other in there, and then I took a little bit of a break while it was getting printed, and figured today was a good day to start up with season 2. And yeah, the intent is to keep it going.
So how long have you been drawing?
I've been drawing my whole life. I kind of always wanted to be a comic book artist. You know, that was kind of my dream that never happened. And then
it's happening now.
Well, sometime last year I said, you know, I think I'll do cartoons. So I kind of went more with a cartoony.
This has the art has a pretty unique feel to it. I really like it. Who would you say maybe some of your influences are? Like maybe cartoons or comic strips? What did you read?
Well, I wouldn't say that I can tell you my influences. I wouldn't say any of them actually show up in there. But I know on, cartooning side, writing and actual cartooning, Watterson is my entire life.
Oh, wow.
Before I even started drawing. It's obviously a huge influence to me. As far as comic strip goes, actually, that probably is my singular
the art
hero.
style is kind of like Sergio. I'm going to kill his name.
Aragones.
Oh,
I love Sergio.
And I'm not saying you're copying him at all, but I'm saying that it has the same feel. And he's like one of my favorite artists with Mad Magazine.
Oh, I love Sergio.
And
she can draw fast as him too.
And his Gru series was really good too. But you have that unique style like he does, and that's what it really. As soon as I picked this is the first time because they were just released today. I actually got to flip through one before the interview, and that's really caught me. The art in this is just really pleasant to look at. I like it. We get as a collector myself and a fan of comic strips and comic art and stuff. It's always great to see something original and new. We kind of get sick of seeing the same wheel turn around. That's the reason I think this is going to do really good because this is a fresh book. There's not anything else like this out there, which is really cool. And I'm surprised some big magazine or something or a newspaper doesn't pick up your strips eventually.
Well, unless you like my Facebook page, probably you haven't heard of it.
Well,
I don't really do. I haven't really done much to promote it yet. It's just kind of.
You're just now getting it out of.
Yeah, honestly, when I started doing the strips on Facebook, I just put it on my own page, and it was just for friends and family.
Wow.
And I was, the intent was to have a little bit of office humor. I'm a 9-to-5er, so I have to work the rat race, yeah, I figured it would be something there to let my family friends know that I still kind of draw sometimes.
Wow.
And then my wife actually took the extra step of sharing the strip. She basically have 3 rats that these are based on real rats, and she's in a lot of rat lover
that's really cool.
Facebook pages, so she shared it out there, and then the fan base kind of grew a little bit from there. And
well, I'm excited about this. I'm excited that we got to interview you right when you came out because I think this is going to make it big. This is going to do really well. Hopefully, you'll do a whole series out of this and keep expanding.
Well, I don't think my family will let me stop. I've tried to take breaks, and
you'll build a big enough fan base that your fans won't let you stop either. So. But, it's something you love to do, and it's great. You seem really passionate about this. That's the reason it's done so well. And, that's something that, a lot of people never, get an opportunity to do. A lot of people have dreams about doing things, and, this is awesome that you just buckled down and got it, got the work done and got it printed, and now you're starting to live the dream. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, funny, a little girl came in here earlier and was talking. She's in her school, does the school newspaper, does the cartoons, and I told her when she was leaving, I said, don't stop, don't wait until you're 40.
Yep. But it's never too late either.
No.
Never too late. I mean, your whole life's still ahead of you, and I'm like I said, I'm excited that we got to interview you. You may get so big that we couldn't get an interview with you later. Who knows? But where can people follow you and keep in contact with you on Facebook, you have.
There's a Welcome to the Rat Race page
So if
on
you just
Facebook.
if you just go to Facebook and you go on your search and you type in "Welcome to the Rat Race,"
it actually comes right up.
I think I actually did that when I first heard about you and
tried
found
the
it that
other
way.
day.
See, you're famous. People know you walking into the store, and so they can find you on Facebook. Do you have a web page for this?
Welcome to the ratrace.com. I post it there and on the Facebook page. I think Facebook obviously gets more traffic, but there's a link to the online store on either one of them. So
Awesome.
You can buy the book online.
So in the video editing, you'll see floating below us here all the links, and
Do they go left to right?
they may go left to right, or they may come up, and with my media expert, we never know what's going to happen. But we'll have all the information there. You can follow Paul and everything and see what he's doing and get a copy of this book. And if you go catch him in any of the Comic Cons or any of the stores, we'll keep you updated on Schmooze or Lose. You can go get signed copies. Is there going to be signed copies of this here? Did you do some?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So you'll be able to come into Friendly Neighborhood Comics here in Bellingham and purchase a signed copy. And I recommend you doing that because this guy may take off and be humongously big, and these may be hard to get a hold of. So not big that way.
I started that a long time before 40.
Yeah, if it was big that way, I would already be world famous. So thanks for allowing us to interview you. Thanks for the time, and thanks for joining us here on Schmooze or Lose. You got any comments or anything you want to say?
No, thanks for hearing about it and checking me out. It's day one, so
Awesome
glad
stuff.
you did.
Cool stuff. So it was cool being here. Keep your eye on Schmooze or Lose. Keep your geek on, and we'll be having some more interviews coming up. Some here at Friendly Neighborhood Comics, some at a few conventions, and also follow this guy's websites, Facebook. Find out what's new with Mr. Paul Montani. And again, welcome to the Rat Race. You don't want to miss out on this. It's awesome.